let's get to the main highlight for today's stream.
Yes, this is the big one. This is the
really big one. Of course, there was a famous ship, and it had the rule of the largest carrier, but it was sunk by an even more famous Balao class submarine, USS Archerfish. So yes, chat, we are getting a new submarine. We're getting the USS Archerfish, famous for sinking the IGN or the Shinano during World War II, the third Yamato that was converted to a carrier. What does the Archerfish have? The Archerfish comes with combat instructions that once loaded up while being spotted by enemy ships or through torpedo hits or main battery hits, activates automatically and provides a substantial reload boost to her consumables. Her consumables are a regular damage control party with additional charges, so it's the submarine damage control, of course. She has hydrophone, surveillance, submarine surveillance with a reduced range and reduced duration, and a reserve battery unit, as well as a speed boost. In battle, Archerfish thrives in close combat range engagements, guiding and salvos of homing torpedoes with her sonar, seek out isolated ships, and beware of opponents with hydroacoustic search, while the short range of her torpedoes, of course, brings Archerfish into harm's way. Her engine boost and combat instructions and respectable diving capabilities make her quick to get away as well. Her camouflage is currently a work in progress, so we can switch to the screen now. She has 20,200 hit points with a 19mm plating and currently a dive capacity of 320 units with a depletion rate of 1 unit, of course, when diving, and a recharge rate of 0.2 units when per second when on the surface. Her main battery consists of 2 times 127mm guns with a 6.5 kilometer range. They are firing SAP shells with 1,800 maximum damage and a penetration of 36 millimeters. She also has, of course, the sonar, which lasts for 8 seconds. Which has an 8-second reload time, with, of course, the 9-kilometer range. Her acoustic torpedoes deal 8,500 maximum damage with a range of 9 kilometers, and her alternative torpedoes are dealing 15,000 damage with a range of 6 kilometers and a speed of 61 knots. The hydroacoustic torpedoes have a speed of 89 knots. Her maximum speed on the surface is 33 knots, and don't worry, her maximum submerged speed is 16 knots. Okay, that is without the speed boost, of course, but yes, she is rather slow underwater. And yeah, I think that's pretty much about Archerfish.
Chat is loving us.
Of course. I mean,
big news.
That's why I'm wearing the submarine shirt today. Yeah. No. I guess we're coming now to our guest, who has, of course, the right to announce another ship, or we leave it be and just move on.
Do we just end the stream now?
I think so. I mean,
we can just end the stream now. Yes, it's like the next ship. Like, it's not that important.
Indeed,
insignificant, minor.
It is quite a small ship. It played a really big role in the war, though.
Absolutely.
Wait, I got that wrong. I think it was a big ship with a very minor role. But Ray, please take it away.
Oh my god!
Alrighty. So the next ship. Wait, hold on. I gotta take a look at the video first. Oh my gosh, it's actually here. Wow. Okay. All right. So the Japanese aircraft carrier Shinano, Tier 10, the largest aircraft carrier of World War II and the largest warship sunk by a submarine. Originally built as a third Yamato-class battleship, but after the Battle of Midway, completed as an aircraft carrier, sunk on November 29th, 1944 by USS Archerfish. Truly iconic ship, and one of the most unique carriers to be constructed, is nearly ready to join your fleet. Reflecting her beginnings as a Yamato-class battleship, Shinano features a drastically different set of features compared to most aircraft carriers. Unlike other aircraft carriers, Shinano behaves similar to battleships when it comes to fires and flooding, meaning they will last longer but deal less damage per second. Complementing this, Shinano does not feature typical long-duration aircraft carrier damage control party, it will last for a shorter time, but also reloads much quicker. In terms of armor, Shinano features improved plating, 27 millimeters extremities, as well as an armored deck. However, unlike her sister Yamato, her citadel protection has been weakened during her conversion and is susceptible to enemy battleship fire. In terms of armament, oh boy, Shinano features improved secondaries. While she has limited number of turrets, they feature highly accurate dispersion patterns similar to that of Graf Zeppelin and up to 11-kilometer range when fully buffed, making them substantial threat to light enemy ships. As for her air group, Shinano features a new plane squadron, skip bombers armed with armor-piercing bombs. While they behave similarly to HE skip bombs in terms of the attack patterns, AP bombs will lose their penetration and lower their arming threshold with each skip. So while give me 1 second. So for example, it will be most effective if you hit a battleship after the first skip, while lightly armored ships can be targeted with the second or third skip. Her second squadron consists of torpedo bombers. Torpedo bomber squadron is small, with only 6 planes per squad and an attacking group of 3, while skip bombers have 8 planes per squad and an attacking group of 4. Finishing off her aircraft complement is a tactical HE dive bomber squadron equipped with a smoke curtain generator. Similar to her role in history, Shinano's weakness includes a limited hangar capacity with outdated planes with low HP, but somewhat compensated by her quick hangar regeneration time. In battle, Shinano will benefit from the aggressive captain willing to make use of the ship's armor and a tactical squadron's smoke curtain generator to take aggressive positions. Due to the small size and the high alpha strike of Shinano squads, fast plane cycling from relatively close range is the key to maximizing her damage output. Seeking out targets which are actively engaged with your teammates, as both regular squadron types perform best when attacking broadside targets. And here we are.
Yes,
Okay, so-
nice. So there is
yes.
several questions. I will quickly jump onto the one from Lilyboy. Did they already talk about World of Warships anniversary for September update, or is there nothing? There is nothing today, actually. There will be more news very soon. Keep your eyes peeled on the English Discord server for that one. And yes, I'm really hard ticket. Yes, I indeed enjoyed reading the chat after announcing the submarine. We were like, oh no, submarines. And then suddenly we come, of course, to Shinano. And I personally think it's a really lovely model. As well, the art, our 3D modeling team did the very best, and that's all she deserves. And I see everyone likes it. No, Maltese Knight Shinano does not have 32mm armor, like the Yamato. She has 27mm armor.
Yes.
All the infos will be, of course, in the dev blog in about 45 minutes to read up upon. But don't forget that these conversions normally stripped a lot of armor off the ship, especially the superstructure for Shinano that was built separately after the hull was halfway done, meant, of course, changes. Anything else I wanted to say? Yes, there was the question on how she will be delivered or when it will be. As we have announced her probably soon. We have, of course, no further details, but I don't know. I think this year marks the 80th anniversary of sinking Shinano, so who knows? She will, of course, enter testing in 13.8 together with the Archerfish and Le Pampa.
Yes, so, and to answer Malta's question, she is the most heavily protected carrier in the game, but her armor is thinner than her sisters Yamato and Musashi because during the conversion, they did thin out her armor. So while she is more heavily protected than regular carriers, she's not as well protected as her battleship half-sisters. But yes, so she will be available for something at some point. Yes, and just to read off some of the numbers, she will have 71,700 hit points. Her plating thickness will be 27 millimeters, and perhaps for a carrier quite important, her torpedo protection will be 55%.
It's a very
Yes.
tanky.
There's the question: is she faster than Yamato? Do you have her speed?
Hang on.
What, 20 something, no?
It's on the other page.
It's on the other page.
Yeah, there we go.
27 knots.
Turning radius 1,200 meters.
She's a big girl, that's for certain.
I mean,
Mhm.
she is based on a Yamato hull, so
Yes.
I mean,
Yes, and I guess that the important thing to note with Shinano is that her tactical HE dive bomber squadron does get the smoke ability that the Essex line of US carriers get, and so you can combine the ability to smoke yourself with improved Grass Zeppelin level accuracy secondaries. So she can push forward, she can take a hit, and she can actually fend off enemy destroyers actually quite well.
yes, so Shinano has 27 millimeters, and there was the question regarding Archerfish's battery power that is currently set to 320 units. So that's
No, yes, Jabberwock, Shinano does not have mines. Yes, so obviously we've got La Pampa, the Pan American Shimmer Benson Benham torpedo reload boosting conglomeration. We've got USS Archerfish, which still holds the title for sinking the largest enemy warship in wartime. So much so that when she reported that she'd sunk a very large enemy carrier, the US Navy claimed that it was a ship a third of the size because the US Navy didn't know Shinano existed. It wasn't until after the war that they realized what Shinano was and updated Archerfish's kill score.
So there was the questions. The question. Oh, I do not have the minimum arming distance for the Archerfish. I don't know if you have it for the Shinano, but I guess not.
No, I don't. I can tell you that the Shinano torpedoes do 7,233 maximum damage, and have a speed of 50 knots, which is sorry, I do have the arming distance
You do?
for the Shinano.
Nice. Then please go ahead.
The arming distance for the Shinano torpedo bombers is 537 meters.
There we go.
To give you guys a good example of it. This is basically Shokaku squadrons. Is pretty much exactly the same HP, speed, arming distance, torpedo damage. It looks like from the video there are also the Shirenkais, which is also the Shokaku. So everything is basically the Shokaku planes that you see on this.
So, sort of like the theme that we went with Shinano is that obviously when she was converted, her role was as to be the support and resupply carrier for the Kido Butai and the First Air Fleet. And as a result, she carried like over 100 aircraft, of which only 40 or so were ever assembled at any one point, because her main job was supposed to be maintenance, repair, replenishment, and in actual battle, she was in theory meant to be positioned in the van of the Japanese fleet in the hope that she would absorb attacks where her more rigid construction would allow her to absorb hits without losing combat capability.
Tridente, no, she cannot drop mines.
Nope.
There are no mines on her. She has smoke similar to the Essex or the Yorktown that she can deploy with a tactical squadron. Otherwise, she has AP skip bombers, HE dive bombers, which are the tactical squadron, and I think HE rocket planes, right?
Yes.
You have the paper.
She has tactical dive bombers, torpedo bombers, and skip bombers. She does not have rocket planes. So your best bet against destroyers is the tactical HE bombers.
Ah, okay.
Yes, but yeah, we'll just run it down
Secondaries.
because you're a Yamato hull with improved secondaries.
Yep.
Shinorin Bubu, yes, she is currently then the only CV with a 27 millimeter plating on around. She, of course, if I remember correctly, comes with an armored flight deck. So
Yes.
yeah.
The tactical squadrons should work on the same principle as those on the US Essex line. Skittles, the update for the TST server will go live tomorrow. The announcement is in the official Discord. No, TC, we actually ran the numbers and determined if you could switch over to the countdown scene.
Give me a second.
Just because we've announced her now, by convention, the time that she should be released is around the year 2370. So there's the countdown.
Yes. Right next to me. And above Ray.
Yes. So all in all, we crunched the numbers and figured out that's how long it would be.
A few moments later.
また眠ってしまっていて。